We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Curtis's YouTube. We're live on Curtis's Facebook. So we're live all over the place.
Yep.
Very happy to stay. It's good to see you, Curtis.
You too, Tellman.
Happy
Looking
Sunday.
pretty clean. Happy Sunday.
Yeah. I just shaved. I think I dinged myself a little bit right here, and I actually got myself up here. So if you guys see some red spots, because I was rushing to shave before the Get Shit Done show. Never rush to shave. It's always a bad situation if you're rushing to shave.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, so it's Sunday, April 27th, 2025, 12:38 p.m. Eastern Time. It's episode 117 of the Get Shit Done show.
Nice.
You know what time it is, Curtis?
Time to get shit done, Tellman.
It's time to get shit done. All right, dude. I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire. We're gonna get out of this pattern you've been stuck in.
Yep.
We're gonna shake it up.
Okay, let's do it.
But we're gonna start with positive focus. What are you happiest or most excited about in your life right now?
Pretty excited. That's warm today. The last couple days kind of chilly. It warmed up today. That's good. So it's sunny. So after this, I'll probably go with my daughter to one of the nearby parks and hang out. So that's gonna be exciting.
Cool. I guess we're getting the weather because it's chilly and windy and blustery and a little rainy here today. It was I got drenched yesterday in my rain on my run, and today it was like 41 degrees, so it was back to pretty brisk. But it was nice. Yeah. It was nice. It was a good run. What am I happiest about right now? I had a really, really great call yesterday with Kevin Nations. For those of you that don't know Kevin Nations, Kevin, he's referred to as kind of like the great granddaddy of high ticket sales. He created a real cool product back in the day called the Rapid Selling System that taught people how to, close $10,000 high ticket sales, one call close in a very cool, kind of relaxed way. He's built a very successful mastermind over the last 15 plus years. Very interesting and unusual entrepreneur in his approach. He keeps it real simple. And anyway, we had a really good talk. I had an idea for a while about collaborating with him, and so I reached out to him and chatted with him about it. It sounds like we're going to do something, so I'm pretty excited about that. I love new collaborations with people. I love working on new projects. So yeah, we'll see how all that goes. But sometimes it's as quick as reaching out to somebody and saying, "Hey, I had an idea. What do you think? You want to do it?" And sometimes they're like, "No, I don't want to do that." And sometimes they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." So it's always nice when you have an idea and somebody else thinks it's cool too, So today, Curtis, we were texting a little bit. Okay, so about the topic. And so my first question to you today is, did you write down a question every day?
I only got 2 days, so I wrote questions down.
Why?
Other than I was not by my computer in the morning because I was late for the gym a couple times this week, sleeping in. I don't know, just one of those weeks from doing 75 hard. I don't know. And then when I get back, I'm doing other things to get ready for work. Then my daughter had some issues this week to get ready for school, so I deal with that. Yeah. So just light stuff, right? So
yep.
Unfortunately.
So what does that tell you about genuinely how much you're prioritizing the growth of your business?
It's probably maybe not the highest, probably number 2.
What's number 1?
Number 1's family, more so, I think.
Well, how many hours did you work this week?
I worked 6 days, or 40, 45, 46 hours this week.
That sounds like a pretty high priority.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And 75 hard. How's 75 hard going?
It's good. I'm day 26 today, so it's going good.
And
it's tougher to get the stuff done in time, but
so let's talk a little bit about 75 hard. What are you? First of all, just to reiterate, why are you doing 75 hard right now? You've done it before. Why are you doing it right now?
My wife wanted to do it with a friend, and I said I'd join them because I wasn't too sure if she would get it done on her own, and she probably would have failed the thing because she's not very good at finding recipes for cooking for recipes, and I'm very good at it actually. So I found all these amazing recipes. I created a Chat GPT cooking thing, so that helped us tons, and it makes it easier to do the recipes and find the food and do all that stuff, so that it makes it easier for prepping and that each day.
So it's cool that you're doing this to support your wife in doing it. Like, I think that's cool. But you've also done 75 hard a few times in the past.
Yep.
So what are your self-serving motivations?
So stay in shape. I did find I had a little belly fat over the last couple of years. I wasn't doing it, so I've lost almost all of it right now. I'll probably lose it
Yeah,
in the
that's how it
2
works.
months.
Start eating well, drinking water, exercising twice a day.
Yeah,
That belly
yeah,
fat goes away, whether you like it or
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. I got lost 7 pounds, which is like I thought was crazy, but
Yeah, you seem like, I mean, we've never met in person, but you seem like a pretty skinny guy to begin with.
yeah, yeah,
So great,
yeah.
cool.
So and
So
then
yeah,
yeah, for me it was the trying to get the other tasks done, the other three that are the critical tasks, have been a challenge. And that's one of the things that interested me this time to do it because I thought it would be it's a little more harder to get those done some days than other days. Some days, bam, no
oh,
problem. Other days, like, oh God,
what are
no.
your normal critical tasks?
What is it? The workouts, the diet, taking pictures. Hi, London's here. Say hello.
Hey, I don't have any hair right now. Good to see you again.
She likes to pop in, say hello.
That's right.
Drink the water, the cold shower, the reading,
Cold shower. Yep.
and then I try to do reach outs for my podcast each day to get hold of people.
Well, hold on. What I'm asking, Curtis, is so the normal 75 hard,
Yep,
right, is no alcohol,
yep,
diet that moves you in the direction of your health and fitness goals,
yep,
gallon of water a day, work out
yep,
twice a day, and take the selfie and do the
yep,
reading, right?
yep,
So 6 items. So then you add in the additional items for the phase of 75 hard that you're doing. And so what I'm
yep.
asking is, what are your additional items that are on your do or die list that you added on for so the cold shower is
Okay.
one of them.
Yep. That was business growth and published content each day, which I
Okay.
do on Sundays. I do the whole week on a scheduling app.
Yep.
And then it was meditation for 10 minutes a day
Yep.
and visualization at the same time.
Yep.
And then my other thing was trying to build my audience, which is not going as much as I like.
Hold on.
'Cause I'm not,
Hold on. No.
yep.
Are you or aren't you taking the actions every day?
I am taking actions, but the results are not what I'm getting at. Like it's
Yeah,
not
but the
expected.
results aren't part of 75 hard.
Right. Okay.
It's not about the results. It's about the action. What is the
Yes.
action that you're taking every day to build your audience? Because building your audience isn't an action.
Yeah. So I publish stuff in my group, and then I go to other Facebook groups and content. And for my podcast groups, I try to get people in to join me for my podcast each week.
Okay. And when
Try
you
to
say,
find one or two
but,
people.
but again, be careful. Trying to get people to join your podcast is not an action. It's a result. What's the action?
I reach out to people and invite them to my podcast.
Good. How many per day?
5 to 10.
Okay. So I just set a number. Don't give yourself a
5.
range. Just set a number.
No,
What's the number?
5. I do 5.
Okay. And so you've been reaching out, and so that means in the last week, you've reached out to 35 people.
Yep.
Is that true? Is that true? Did you
No,
successfully do that?
I did not successfully get 35 this week.
Okay. So are you actually completing 75 hard each day?
Yeah, I think so. I'm doing it. I'm doing the work to get it done, but the results that I'm getting is not there. So that's where
Well,
I'm kind of confused.
if you're reaching out to 5 people a day,
Yeah,
then you should have reached out to 35 people this week.
yeah, but I'm
But
not. Yeah, I reached out to people, but I'm not only got 1 or 2 people that responded. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you only have a podcast once a week.
Yeah, I know.
So out of 35, I mean, those numbers are kind of crappy. So we should look at your reach out. Okay.
Okay.
But if you're getting one person to say yes a week, I mean, isn't
Yeah.
that solve the problem?
Yep. It does.
Isn't that the result that you wanted? Is get somebody to interview once a week?
Yes.
So what's the problem?
No problem. Now that you explain it that way.
I mean, if that's your goal, right? If the
Yeah, it
goal is to
is.
get one interview per week, are you doing that?
Yes. This week I missed calling someone back, and then they weren't available on Sunday, so I wasn't able to do it with them. So I do my podcast with my other friend, RJ, every
Yeah.
week. He's always says yes. And then some people can't do Sundays, so I try to adjust my schedule to fit their schedule.
Right.
But
It's
this
tough.
week it didn't work out for the
Right.
person.
Right. Okay, well, you're working. Dude. So it sounds like you're reaching out to a lot of people. You're getting a small response, but you're getting enough of a response to get people booked for your podcast.
Yes.
Then make sure you at least minimum reach out to 5 people a day, dude. Don't give yourself any wiggle room on quantity.
Okay, just 5. Okay.
Just do it. Just reach out to 5 people, and if you got more than 5 people to reach out, throw a few extra in there for good measure. But like, you know what I mean? You can it's kind of like when you're working out. You can always do another set if you really want to because you're feeling a little feisty that day. Whatever. Same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm not saying this will indefinitely solve your problem, but like if you're focused on if the goal is you're reaching out to 5 people a day in order to get one person a week booked on your podcast and that's working, then great. Now we need to make it so your reach outs are a little bit better and more well received, obviously, because a 1 in 35 isn't that good. You're either reaching out to the wrong people or you're not reaching out to them in the right way or whatever. Right.
Yep.
But okay. So when we were texting about the topic for the show today and your big question, you were kind of like, it seemed like you were kind of frustrated.
Yep.
Kind of a little bit all over the place, right?
Yep.
So talk to me about it. Like, where are you feeling stuck? Where are you feeling like maybe you're hitting your head up against a brick wall? Like, what's when you say you haven't been able to find the time to X, Y, or Z, right? I mean, I'm curious about that because I mean, we all have the same amount of time and you don't find, I mean, I personally don't find time. I either schedule something in or I don't. And if I don't schedule it in, it rarely happens. Sometimes I can force it. But honestly, if it's not on my calendar, I don't count on it. And something happens. I'm like, oh, cool. Bonus. Something cool happened that I didn't like block out time for. But if I don't block out, and even if the stuff that I do block out time for, it's still only 80 or 90% of it happens because of, stuff gets moved around.
For sure.
Hey, Phi Psi Jai Nai, whatever your name is, cool that you're inviting me to co-host on TikTok, but I don't even know you. Like say hi first, send me a message. Let's connect, but like, dude, I'm in the middle of live streaming. Don't do that. That's not cool.
Weird.
So, Curtis, where are you feeling blocked? Where are you feeling stuck? Where are you feeling frustrated right now and making progress here?
Just sometimes, like you try to get something done and you're not getting enough of it done when you sit down to do it. So like you get like caught up in something else. Like you're looking at, let's say you're doing your podcast script, then you get a message or someone comes in and interrupts you what you're doing. And then you sort of have to go back to it and you forgot where you are and you have to refocus. And sometimes I'm having difficulty some days as to where I was at first and where thought I was at that point. Because sometimes you get interruption and you lose that thought you're having, and then you go do something else because some other emergencies come up, and you come back to it like, where was I and what was I doing? So I don't know if there's another way of thinking of that, because sometimes I'll do my Sunday podcast and then I do the short form video stuff, then I'm copying and pasting the videos, make them short, and put them in my scheduler. And then I'll interrupt it sometimes, and then I'll like, what video was I just doing? Then
Yeah.
it takes me like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to figure, oh, this was the one.
Right.
Then I go back and do the thing I was doing.
Yeah.
So that sometimes I find that's like where you get stopped in the middle of something. That's where I usually get stuck and get distracted.
That's a legitimate problem, and everyone faces it that works from home, and people face it when they have an office and a big staff or whatever too. I'll tell you, you're probably not going to like my answer, but like I only got one answer for this one, which is like, Curtis, you're a nice guy, right? And like I'm all for that. I'm not saying change your personality, and it is tricky when you have young kids at home. Okay, like so I want to acknowledge that. However, I've been teleseminaring, webinaring, and live streaming for 20 years, and my son's 18.
Yep.
And these days, half time I'm a single parent, right? Like kids are with me half time. When they're with me, but my son's graduating high school this year. He's 18. My daughter is going into high school this year. She's 13. And so they're autonomous to a certain degree. However, when I'm live for the Get Shit Done show or a webinar, or like, my door's closed, nobody's allowed to bother me unless it's a freaking emergency. Like, unless somebody's chopping their hand off or the kitchen's on fire, the answer is no. You don't even knock on my door when I'm creating content. I'm sorry. That's the name of the game. And it took me a long time to train my family to be cool with that. And sometimes it's like, especially the Get Shit Done show, man, I do this every day. And sometimes it's a colossal pain in the ass for everybody in my life, to have to bend around my obsession. But I take responsibility for it, and like, whatever. And so the first thing, the reason I led with you're a nice guy is because I bet you have boundary issues.
Probably.
Just put it simply. Like, when you're working, I would recommend like getting a little light, like they have in the radio broadcasting studios or something.
On air.
Light on the other, get an on-air light that you can turn on when you're getting shit done. Dude, that's what we should do. Start selling neon Get Shit Done lights that people can flip on when they're working, so that everybody knows not to bother them. Big red one that says Get Shit Done. But your question is around staying focused and not getting distracted, and the answer is make it so you get less interruptions. A simple version of this that everyone knows, but you might be able to apply, is when I'm doing a hypnosis session for someone on Zoom, I turn my computer and my phone into silent mode so that no one can call, for example. And usually that works. Occasionally I forget, or occasionally for some reason somebody can still get through even when my phone's in silent mode or something. But most of the time it works. I'm saying do the same thing in your life.
Okay.
I understand that, like, at the same time, I'm not saying don't let your daughter in on your live streams. If you want to, that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that. But at the same time, if you have to go into like emergency caregiver dad mode when you're in the middle of work and trying to get your business off the ground, that's no beans. Like, that's not good. That's not going to work. That's deprioritize. That's another example of deprioritizing your business in I believe, an unhealthy way, right? Like, when you're at work, right?
Yep.
You're not getting interruptions and distractions most of the time from your family, right? Yeah. Why? Because you're making money. You're at work. You need to stay focused, and you need to put that on priority. And my feeling is that you don't give that same level of priority and attention to your business activity. Right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. So I would, in the nicest way possible, like, create some more boundaries around that, and draw some harder lines around when you are and aren't allowed to be interrupted.
Yep.
So that you can stay focused and get more shit done.
Okay.
Do you use? I'm sure you've heard of it, but do you use the Pomodoro technique?
Yeah, I have a app on my computer, a little add-on for Google.
But do
The
you
Pomodoro.
use it?
Not that often. No, I always forget about it because I just do my thing.
Yeah, set a 25-minute timer, dude. Do 30-minute
Yeah.
blocks and then set a 25-minute timer and then give yourself a 5-minute break, right?
Yeah.
That alone will keep your brain fresher and clearer, okay? The other thing that you can do that works great, and I just want to preface this by saying, if I had to choose one primary type of music that's my favorite music of all time, like I really like a lot of heavy metal music.
Yep.
These days, I listen to a lot more bluegrass, okay,
Yeah.
banjo. But though I don't listen to a lot of classical music, I highly recommend that you open up Spotify or something similar and put on a Baroque classical music playlist. Baroque, the Baroque era. Um, Play Baroque classical music quietly in the background while you're working, and that will dramatically. So these are things that you can do without spending any money. Okay,
Yep.
that you can do right now. You can set that 25-minute timer, do Pomodoro, and you can play some Baroque music in the background, and you
Yep.
can set up some experimental rules to try around when you can and can't bother Curtis when it's work time, right?
Yep.
So, okay, so getting this, so that's one piece is,
Yep.
but it's basically training your family to be supportive of your business.
Okay.
And that means you need to prioritize it as something that's important, and they need to know that, right?
Yep. Got it.
So that's
Sorry.
one piece.
Yep.
Second piece is, where outside of just getting distracted while you're working,
Yep.
is there something else that you feel is holding you back?
Maybe just the direction I want to take my podcasting. If I want to do the interviews, or I just want to keep on like just interviewing random people that I find that are willing to come on the show, or I want more specific people for the show. Because right now I'm just trying to whoever says yes, I let them come on. Because most of them, our parents generally will have something to say about parenting, but they also have other skill sets, other knowledge other than parenting. Most people I've brought on so far, and some of them I've asked questions about their other side, and it seems very interesting. But a lot of them all have different techniques for parenting.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of cool.
Well, so cool. Exploring different parenting techniques. Great. You can learn stuff, from just like talking to parents at the soccer field or whatever. Sometimes you pick up tips on these things. Well, so we were texting before the episode started a little bit about the idea of NORTHSTAR, right? And finding your North Star. And there are a couple different ways you can look at this. One is, what's the North Star with the podcast? What's the real focus of the podcast, right? Another is, what's the North Star of your business? What's the real focus of your business? And ideally, these are the same thing, right? Because realistically, a podcast is a traffic source and a content source for your existing list, right?
That's right. Yep.
So look, for so the number we came up with was $172. Is that right?
127, I think.
127. So in order to build a business that makes $127 a day, right, which is ultimately what you want to break free.
Yep.
See, when I asked you about, are you prioritizing your business, it doesn't sound to me like you are, Curtis.
No.
Because you're putting in 8 hours a day at your job to make $127.
Yep.
Are you putting 8 hours a day into your business to make $127?
Not even close.
No. So, and that would be very difficult, right?
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
other hand, the time that you do have available, dude, that needs to be concentrated, focused time. That can't be screwing around time, right?
Yeah.
Like you need to hit the ground running. It's like, I think back to high school. Like, in high school, um, we'd spend all day in school suffering, or I suffered through a lot of it. And then after school, we had practice,
Yeah.
and we had practice for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was balls to the wall. Like it was time to go, and it's like stretch and run. I was a cross country runner, so it was run, and it was a lot of work for 2 hours. And I put in everything I had during that time in order to become an extraordinary runner and win a bunch of races in high school and become one of the fastest runners in the state. But I had to take every ounce of my available resources and pour it into that little 2-hour window that I had
Yeah.
to train. And that's what you got right now. You
Okay.
got
Yeah.
90 minutes. You got basically 90 minutes, dude. Like at the end, like after you've worked, done all your family stuff, worked out, doing all these things. Like if you have 2 hours to actually put into your business every day, hallelujah. When you're in the state that you're in, and it just in the phase of life that you're in, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is put more into your workouts.
Okay.
I mean, your business workouts, right?
Yeah.
Like take that time that you have blocked off and set aside more seriously to go and kick some ass, because that's what you got. That's all you got. And if you need to get 8 hours worth of work done in an hour and a half, that's what you got, man.
Yeah.
You can't be getting distracted. Not
No.
not an option. Like, work on making your weekly plan on the weekends, and then like get your plan locked in and have it already printed out on paper sitting but next to your desk, so that on Wednesday you're going to be doing this. And on
Yeah.
Thursday, and use ChatGPT if you need to plan it out or whatever. But you don't want to be spending any of that 90 minutes that you have, or any of that 2 hours that you have to work on your business. You don't want any of that to be figuring out time.
No.
You want it to be working out time,
Yeah.
And so that's one piece of the North Star is really
Yeah.
take the time that you have seriously, because you're trying to get a day's worth of work done in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It requires enormous focus,
Yeah, for sure.
right? And on the
Yeah.
weekends, sometimes you can double down and get more time in, right?
Yeah. Always. Yeah.
But I guess my question for you is, with the business itself, I want you to really go back, like, why are you doing this? What is the real reason that you want to break free from your job? What is the driving force behind why you've been working at this affiliate marketing thing for years?
Yep.
You know?
Basically, well, way back when I was first born, I just knew that having kids costs more money, and I just knew I needed to do more than what my regular job is, because at that time I was working a pretty heavy duty job, right? Lifting heavy stuff all day long and really wearing my body out. But then I just didn't get any further than writing a book. I wrote a book. I did other things that some people mentioned to do, but I never really had the goal in my mind for a long time of what I really wanted. And then when I did have it, it just sort of like it didn't seem as though it was that important anymore as time went on. Do you know what I mean? Like I had a goal of making money online, but then you hit all these roadblocks, or these things don't work out,
Infinite
or these other
roadblocks. Infinite, yeah.
roadblocks, or other people. You do the program, they bail on the programs. Like, what do you do now? So you try to find something else, and that sort of fizzles out too, or other things, right? And then I try to do my own thing, and then I didn't get the audience built and stuff like that. So I just keep on trying, and that's the best I can do. So I just keep on doing stuff. Now, am I doing it wrong? I don't know. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing wrong until someone says, "Hey, do this instead of this." You know?
So the issue that I think you're running into, so everything you said is true, Curtis. I
Yeah.
agree with you, right? I mean, if I didn't, I would say, but like, I get what you're saying and it makes sense. Number one is because I've seen this happen to you a few times where you've invested in programs that then ultimately like went away. Okay.
Yep.
You're investing in cheap fly-by-night programs, dude.
Okay.
You're investing in hypey money-making business opportunities that are built on a hope and a dream, but have no foundation. All right. You need to invest with someone who's been around for a long time and knows what they're doing and is going to teach you some skills to get better. Okay. Whoever that is, whether it's me or somebody else, but usually this is going to require, not always, but usually it's going to require an increased financial investment on your part. Right.
Yeah.
Or at least go with someone who has some expensive stuff to sell and then buy their entry level stuff right now, if that's all you can afford. Right.
Yep.
But at least be working with somebody who seems like they're going to teach you something more than their make money scheme.
Yep.
Right. But the second is everything can seem like a make money scheme in a sea of courses and training about how to make money on the internet.
Sure.
Because it is like the whole point is to make more money in many cases. And so the issue is because you're just focused on the money, and so what you are trying to build and what you are trying to create is taking a second seat. You're not focused enough on creating the business that you are going to create regardless of whatever thing comes and goes, that you are going to create regardless of whatever technology is or isn't available, the thing that you're going to create regardless of whatever silly business opportunity does or doesn't exist. And so let me give you an example. Okay. Get shit done. I created the Get Shit Done hypnosis session over 10 years ago. I was nervous to release it because it has the word shit in it. All my other hypnosis sessions are like the abundance session, the prosperity session, the 10K per month session, the motivation session, whatever. And I was like, the Get Shit Done session, that's kind of edgy. I wonder if my people will even like that. Turns out it's one of my best selling sessions.
Nice.
After it became my best selling session, a good selling session, I was like, I wonder if I can buy getshitdone.com. A few years after.
Oh yeah.
I bought it for $5,000. It was available for $5,000. I got a deal. Okay.
Wow.
Then I sat on it for like 7 years because I went through divorce and all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
Didn't know what I was going to do with it. Wasn't that inspired. And then at one point in that process, created an upsell for the session called the Get Shit Done system.
Yep.
And I started working out the process. Like, what is my process for getting shit done? I started figuring it out and started teaching it very slowly. And then eventually I heard about school and we started a school group. And now we have a Get Shit Done school group at getshitdone.com.
Yep.
And I think that's pretty cool.
Yep.
But it blew up pretty quick and then it kind of started fizzling.
Yep.
Okay. The activity in there has totally dropped off. It's probably my fault.
Other groups are the same in there.
Many school groups are the same. Not all, many, right? Like some people have very healthy groups.
Yep.
And then more recently, I'm very excited about WAP as a new platform. And so I started to Get Shit Done WAP. But the whole point is I'm hypnotizing people to get shit done. Okay. It's about get shit done. And as there are different technologies or methodologies that I can use in order to spread the word about get shit done, I'll use them for a while and see if I can figure them out. One of the things that we're doing is live streaming every day.
Yep.
To both live stream, connect with the community, and create daily video content. I'm not even podcasting this stuff yet. I could be maximizing this a million different ways from Sunday, but we're building out the system, building out the daily process, whatever. And I'm not prioritizing that piece. So what I'm asking you is, what are you really trying to create here outside of what does or doesn't work out, outside of all this kind of like, what do you do? What are you trying to create?
For myself, more like freedom from money, work-wise, so I don't have to work full time. So I spend more time on the summer holidays with my daughter and my mom and wife. So we're not like, like you go to work every day, 5 days a week, kids days with family or friends, right? I would rather be home. We can do stuff there, right?
Okay.
Play with
Okay. This is what's
be our
screwing you up, Curtis.
Yep.
Okay. Right now, I didn't ask, what are you trying to get? That
Yeah.
wasn't the question. The question was, what are you trying to create? What are you trying to create? You can't create freedom. Freedom's an internal experience. You can experience freedom in the next 30 seconds if you close your eyes and you imagine it. Okay.
Right.
Freedom is entirely subjective. It's like
Okay.
you create your own sense of freedom. Okay.
Okay.
I'm asking, what are you? What I'm creating is a movement around get shit done, and I'm spreading the word about hypnosis in the process. I'm helping entrepreneurs to supercharge their productivity with get shit done, right?
Yep.
And I'm building a community, building courses, building coaching, right? All these things around this idea. So I'm asking you, what are you trying to create?
I just want to be for other parents to be free of their time, so they know how to make extra money rather than being tied to just a job. So they have the option of having other side hustles that can help them with their life, with their financial and responsibilities.
Okay, I hear the part about helping parents get more free, but what are you trying to create?
Hmm.
There are a million ways you can help parent. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Focus on. So look, dude, if you were an artist, if you were a painter,
Yep.
okay, and you'd create a new painting every week, maybe every day. You're making all these different paintings. I might ask you, well, what's the painting you're working on right now? And you might tell me about it. And maybe someday you'll sell that painting for millions of dollars, and
Yep.
maybe you'll end up selling or reproducing your paintings for a low cost on thousands of mugs, or maybe you'll sell prints, or maybe your work will get licensed and you will have the freedom and you will have the money, and that's wonderful. But
Yep.
right now you're working on a painting of a
Yeah. Okay.
cruise ship in the Bahamas, and you're
Right.
working on a gallery show of your cruise ship series because you love cruise ships, and you've loved cruise ships since you were a kid. And so you're painting 211 cruise ship paintings because your favorite number is 211 for the next gallery show you have coming up. That's what
Right.
you're creating. So that's what I'm
Okay.
asking you. What are you
Oh.
creating? That's why you're screwed up on this, is because you don't know this yet. You don't
No.
necessarily need the answer on this show, Curtis, but you need to
Yeah.
find the answer,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So for example, like, okay, so if you want to help parents break free from the rat race and create side hustles that open up passive and multiple streams of income for their families,
Yep.
that's cool. But is there anything truly preventing you from doing that just a little bit every day?
No, there's nothing stopping me.
Right? So if it seems to me that you need to get clear on the mission statement, either your personal mission statement or your mission statement for your business.
Yeah.
And you need to get that like printed up. You need to get that like engraved on a plaque and stuck on a desk. You need to have it like tattooed on the inside of your eyelids. To get really clear and refocused on what you're doing and why you're doing it, right? Because
Yep.
right, I mean, I've talked to you about the Jim Katsoulis TikTok method a few times now, right?
Yeah.
So here's the method, right? If you know
Yep.
that you're helping parents generate passive income with side hustle ideas, then every
Yep.
day you're going to do a live stream about one side hustle for parents, and you're going to turn that into clips. And maybe you're going to research something and you're going to find it and you're going to talk about it in your video, or maybe you're going to interview somebody, or, and maybe it looks just like this interview where there's the vertical stream. I mean, you're using Restream anyway. We have the same tools available.
Yep.
So, if you really want to help parents break free by finding side hustles, for their family, then actually help people with that every day, dude. Create content around that every day. Apply the Jim Katsoulis system. Do a 15-minute live stream every day if that's all you can possibly schedule in, and then slice it up and turn it into posts and do that every day for 6 months. To start generating enough traffic to get the ball rolling or whatever. But work on creating a product and a funnel in that time, or if you're going to do something on WAP for side hustles for parents, then create a WAP and start live streaming on WAP and do it. It's all available to you. But it's like you seem to be really limiting your actions somehow. Because I don't think you're clear on your bigger vision yet. The bigger long-term thing. It's every day is one small step to get there. But if you're not clear on what you're building and what you're trying to pull off, let me just give you an example.
Okay.
I'm building a brand new business right now from scratch with Get Shit Done.
Right.
5 years, my girlfriend's like, where do you want to be in 5 years? I was like, oh, great question. I hadn't actually put it into words before. And so I said, 5 years from now, I want Get Shit Done to be a 7-figure business, probably right in the $5 million a year range. Maybe as high as 10, but I imagine it's going to be in the $3 to $7 million zone. I want it to be a community focused on helping entrepreneurs to increase their productivity, to set bigger goals, and to make them happen. Right. I want it to be an entry point for people to find out about the power of hypnosis and the subconscious mind so that they can take it to a whole nother level. I want to have technical difficulties. One thing that I want to have more than anything else is technical difficulties. Unfortunately, we've got them. So I'm going to keep talking while we have technical difficulties. But what I want is to have a team that is probably about 7 people. Right. I'm guessing. Okay. And I'm going to, sorry about the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. My video stream will be back shortly. What else? I want to have my front end info products. I want the business to be primarily subscription driven. So we know how much money is coming in month after month. I think that what I want is to have at least one dialed in funnel, but ideally 2 or 3 where we can drive paid media from a variety of sources. And I also want an organic strategy in place, both with social and with affiliates. So really 3 primary traffic sources. The other thing that I want to do with Get Shit Done that I haven't successfully really done before is I want it to be I want it to be sellable. I want it to be the kind of thing that I could either sell or potentially pass down to my kids if they're down. But I want it to be a sellable asset that isn't all the Tellman show, so I don't have to be the guru all the time. Right. Anthony McCarthy, welcome. Good to see you. You were on the other day and we never talked, dude. We need to schedule in the time. I guess we should reach out on Facebook and schedule something in to catch up. I think that'd be awesome. So Curtis,
Yep.
I really want you to spend some time thinking about what you want to build and create. And if you need Chat GPT to work on your mission statement, that's fine. But with your question about the North Star, I really think that's what's messing you up.
Yeah.
I also think that I think there's enormous opportunity on WAP.
Yep.
I just saw that there, and this might fire you up, is I just saw that I'm in, it's like Godsey or something. He bought into WAP and became a owner. He just launched the the 5-day make money online challenge with WAP.
I saw that. Yeah.
And I would encourage you to do it. I signed up for it. I haven't
Today.
really checked it out yet, but he seems to be a direct response internet marketer as far as I can tell, and he's probably teaching people how to like ramp stuff up with WAP. So
Yep.
you respond well to challenges, you're looking for side hustles. That gives you your content to talk about every day of the challenge.
Yep.
So I would encourage you to do that.
I've signed up as well.
Cool.
I think it starts today though. So.
Yeah, I actually got a notification about it while we were live streaming here. That's how I know. But I would focus here's where I would focus my attention, Curtis. Number one is I really do think you should do a daily live stream. I think you're capable of it. I think you can do it. I heard a little secret tip, little insider tip.
What's that?
And the insider tip, I don't know if it will apply to me or not, but it was a YouTube tip that apparently YouTube has a new algorithm situation where you have to post every day without fail for 180 days.
Oh, wow.
And then on 181, the algorithm unlocks for you. This is what I heard. Now, this is day 117 that I've live streamed on YouTube.
Yep.
And so I still got another 60 days, which is 2 months, which is no big deal at this point.
You're in there.
But I don't know if live streams count toward this algorithm. I don't know if it's uploaded videos only or if the live streams count. So that's interesting. But one way or the other, I would encourage you to live stream every day about parenting and or parenting side hustles or side hustles for, like, you could start a WAP called Side Hustles for Parents, dude.
Yeah.
Or you know what a good one would be, was Side Hustles for Single Parents. Like that might, and it'd be a great free WAP, and you could live stream every day and create your content and start there. But I would encourage you to do a 5 to 10 minute live. I mean, do longer if you can, but a 5 to 10 minute live stream every day. I would definitely do it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I would definitely repurpose that content into 3 to 5 short form video posts a day with Opus or something similar, and use that, because I've got to say that TikTok has given me enormous engagement compared to all the other platforms.
Yeah.
And,
for sure.
And my TikTok's growing, and people are interacting, people are following me, people are liking me. Without me even asking, someone started paying me on the TikTok subscription. I didn't even promote it. So TikTok's making me money now, and I just checked a box when I upgraded to a business account or something. So point is, like, if you're doing side hustles for parents, then do that shit every single day and put the word out, make it happen. Like, turn up the volume, turn up the frequency, even if it's in short, even just work with the time you got, take it seriously. And if what you want to do is help parents find side hustles, then every single day, help parents find side hustles. Find a great side hustle for parents and make a video about it. Interview somebody or just do a report, right? And look, if you want to learn how to do stuff on WAP, go on WAP and use that as your playground. There's more there, more content there that you could examine and do videos about and all this kind of stuff than on any other platform. And what I will tell you, Curtis, is that I have found that I get more views of my videos on TikTok than I do any other platform, even though I currently only have 1,000 followers.
Yep.
And WAP pays clippers to get 1,000 views or more. They pay per 1,000 views as a general rule. And so if you're learning to be a clipper on WAP, then what better place to find side hustles and do clips than on TikTok? And use TikTok to drive people back to your side hustles for parents WAP, right? And so that way you could use a combination of WAP and TikTok as kind of like a feedback loop, right?
One feed the other.
There's infinite side hustles on WAP. All of them have affiliate links. You also can be a clipper, and you also can promote your own side hustles or parents WAP on your link on TikTok. So it's like, right. And that doesn't mean don't do anything else, but it's a way that you could use your phone to make a video every day, so yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Okay. So I'll work on the NORTHSTAR first and what I want to do, the mission, and then I can follow through with the other stuff. It'll be easier to follow through with that once you know what you wanted to get done, right?
It would be easier, but I would recommend you just start live streaming on TikTok every day. Just stop screwing around.
Okay. And then how do you go live every day at TikTok?
So there are two ways that I do it, and I don't know which way is working well for me. Okay. So on Restream, you can apply to stream on TikTok. And right now, in theory, I am streaming on TikTok from Restream. However, as a matter of fact, this would be really helpful, Curtis. Is
what do we do?
Can you go online from your computer and go to my TikTok?
Wait a second.
I believe it's just at TikTok at Tellman Knudsen. Or it might just be at Tellman, but I can't remember. Let me see.
Log in here.
Oh yeah, at Tellman Knudsen. So here is why. If you go and you look at my profile on Tellman Knudsen, you should see like my picture, and it should say live blinking on it. And the question is, when you click on it, do you see you and me, or do you only see me?
Okay, it's still logging. It takes the speeder slow here.
Yeah. So what I do is I use Restream right now to stream out to all these places, but I also have my iPhone propped up, streaming directly through the TikTok app directly into TikTok. Right? So that's how I multi-stream to all the platforms at once. It's not ideal because like my TikTok directly from my phone, they can hear you, but they can't see you.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that's weird.
So what is that? Do you see my live stream when you go to tiktok.com/Tellman Knudsen?
Yeah, one sec. I had to get into the app first. I'm gonna do it now. It's so slow.
Yeah. So that's how I do it right now. And what I actually need to do is switch over to a more robust system and get OBS set up so that I can pipe in and pipe out all the video channels that I want to. is what I really need to do long term.
Yeah.
But right now, that's
Hopefully
what
get
I'm doing.
feedback from live.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says you're live, but the computer
Yeah.
is super slow. It's just
Yeah.
you. That's all I see.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. So you can't actually see the live of you and me.
No, not
Interesting.
because you're on the. Yeah, you're streaming just from your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. So so theoretically you can restream onto TikTok. I don't know if that actually works or not. I haven't verified it. It should work, but who knows,
Yeah.
in actuality. But yeah, dude, I would based on everything you've told me and everything you're working on, I would recommend that you double down on WAP.
Yep.
You start yourself a free WAP, call it Side Hustles for Parents or something like this. And then just do a daily live stream about side hustles for parents, and then one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like do it, record it, splice it up when you're
Okay.
done. And if you need to do a separate one on TikTok, then do a separate one on TikTok. But yeah, I
Yep.
mean, you can always, get a tripod and set your phone up to hit you from a slightly different angle while you're live streaming on Restream to the other channels, if that's what you need to
Yep.
do, you know.
Yep.
But I would encourage you to create content every day. I would encourage you to interview people as much as you possibly can, because it makes for more interesting videos most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Or for me anyway, it's much better as a content creator to have somebody to talk to than to just be yammering on to myself,
Oh
wondering
yeah.
why more people aren't listening, but yeah, that's the name of the game. Do you have any we've been going for almost an hour. Do you have any other questions or anything else you'd like to bring up before we wrap?
I think that's good there, Tellman, right there, because it's quite a bit to work on for the week. I'll get that done.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
new insights that I've never saw before, so that's cool.
What's
That
that?
it's cool insights. Like sometimes you don't know something until someone says something, right?
Yeah.
You just motor along. You think you're doing something right. Next thing it was like, hey, you have a broken tire in the back. Why are you still driving? Or stuff like that. You
Yeah,
don't know, right? Like, or why
exactly.
is there a hole in your muffler that you can't hear because you're deaf or
That's right.
something? You know,
That's right. No,
something.
I know what you mean. I mean, you need outside eyes on stuff. We all
Oh,
do. We all
yep.
do. It's really true. And so, yeah, spend some time this week working on your mission statement. Next week, I want to hear Curtis Leung's business mission statement. Like, make it
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Like, really
Well,
make it
Casey's
awesome.
always adjust next
And
Sunday.
and in the meantime, jump on TikTok, start live streaming, start posting 3 to 5 clips a day, use
Yep.
Opus if you need to or whatever, and just start building that up, dude. Just go
Yep.
for
Yep.
it.
Perfect. Will do.
But I would use, I mean, we've been talking about this idea for a long time, but like you literally can find endless affiliate programs right now for ways to make money all in one place on WAP. Like you have endless
Oh wow. Okay.
content in there. So
I'll look
learn how to
through
be a
it.
clipper, learn how to promote stuff on WAP and make money on it, dude. Like
Okay.
it's an all-in-one platform, and it'll provide you traffic if you use it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go. Working down.
Yeah.
On those
Yeah.
two things.
Cool. So, Curtis, where can people go to check out your stuff?
www.hardworkingparent or hardworkingdadclub.com.
That's right.
And you can get
Hardworkingdadclub.com.
Yep, you get a free blueprint. And I am promoting a new affiliate program called Massive Affiliate Profits. It pays very, very well, very high percentage, more than your average 50%. So it's higher than that. It's pretty
Cool.
good.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
Awesome.
All right, guys, go check that out. If you haven't already joined getshitdone.com, come join our come join our community of entrepreneurs. We train entrepreneurs to get shit done. If you are struggling to get shit done and to get the important shit done and to get the right shit done as well and as frequently as you want to grow your business, come to getshitdone.com and we'll crack the whip. We'll help you get shit done. and we're launching our new WAP, our Get Shit Done WAP too. So you can see that in the comments or in the description of this post on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. If you want to join WAP and become a WAP creator or WAP clipper, follow those links, and we'll see you on the inside. Curtis, this has been awesome, man. Thanks for a great episode.
It's awesome. Thank you, Tellman.
All right. Curtis's mission statement coming up in 7 days. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
Right on. Let's do it.
Rock and roll. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.
Take care.
See you tomorrow. Over and out.
All right.